and beast. 3 weeks after Mohan Sharma bought the old haveli, it fought back like a grumpy beast. The pipes groaned and sprayed rusty water, splashing his face with a stink like wet mud. Wooden beams cracked loud, one nearly hitting his arm as he hammered nails. A stone wall fell in the big hall, dust clouding the air, making him cough and curse. "Cheap junk," he growled. He wiped the sweat away. The haveli's chipped walls seemed to glare. Their flower carvings were sharp in the dim light. The orchard outside had twisted apple trees. It sent a cold breeze through the porch. The breeze fogged the glass like a warning. Mohan shook it off. He'd turned this crumbling mess into a homestay, cozy and cheap no matter what. He'd outsmarted Delhi builders for years, keeping costs low, and this haveli wouldn't beat him. He needed help though. Someone strong and weak-willed, or his wallet would cry. The village gave him a chance, loud and messy. In the square, a crowd yelled around a skinny man, Dharma, pressed against a cart, his face bruised, eyes scared. "I didn't do it," he shouted, his voice thick, like he came from far away. Pratap, a big man with a red face, raised his fist. "You stared at my wife, you rat!" Men with baskets and women with shawls muttered, some angry, some unsure, their shadows stretching on the dusty ground. Mohan, carrying a sack of cement, groaned. Village fights were a waste of time, but Dharma's fear reminded him of his early days, laughed at by rich clients for his small town accent. He dropped the sack, dust puffing, and pushed through. "What's going on?" he asked, voice hard. Pratap sneered, "This outsider messed with my wife." "Stay out, city man. Anyone see it?" Mohan's eyes flicked Pratap's wife, her scarf tight, looking away. His gut said lie. Pratap wanted money or trouble. "I'm buying half this village's supplies," Mohan said, standing tall. "Mess with me, your shop's done." Pratap's fist dropped. His face was sour and the crowd backed off. A young man, Raju, Baldev's nephew from the haveli sale, muttered, "City guy is tough." Dharma bowed, hands shaking. "Thank you, sir. I owe you everything." "Save it," Mohan said, waving off the thanks. "Can you fix things? Walls? Pipes? Anything," Dharma said, eyes bright. "I built houses back in Nepal, fixed carts, grew vegetables." His voice softened. He remembered his village and a river sparkling. His mother's garden was now lost to a fire he wouldn't name. "You're hired. Low pay, don't complain." They walked to the haveli. Villagers watched as Raju whispered to a chai seller, "That Nepali's working the bad place now." Dharma slowed, looking at the orchard's apples, red like fire. As they began to walk, Dharma muttered something in Nepali. Mohan, breathless, stopped walking and looked at him carefully and asked, "Speak loud and in Hindi." Dharma bent a bit and gestured for Mohan to lead the downhill walk. He began to speak with suppressed excitement. Mohan, bemused, began to walk faster. The village buzzed over Simran. Raju, a chai seller, told weavers. Bhootki lured her to the naula, sang from the ripples. "My aunt's Jagar says a bride haunts with eyes like fire." Laila, the sweeper, nodded, heard Banchari's call. Bhootki's songs in Uttarakhand lore stalked the forests and naulas. Banchari's sighs warmed and chilled the hills at whim. "Sir, this land feels heavy," he said quietly. "My grandmother told stories, houses that hold anger. We should pray, maybe burn some herbs." Mohan snorted, kicking a pebble. "Prayers cost money, Dharma." "Work's my only plan." They had reached a path just above the haveli. Above, the stars twinkled in bunches. A sudden draft made him shiver. The orchard's chill began to coil around him like a python choking its prey. Exhaustion set in. He stood, gasping for air. He hurried inside, blaming the wind. He turned on the few solar lamps he had purchased in Delhi. The haveli's big hall smelled of dust, its broken tiles crunching under boots. Mohan showed Dharma the walls, pointing at cracks. "Fix these, cheap, use old wood if you can." He climbed to the second floor, halls narrow, doors loose, their bird carvings chipped. One room, damp and dark, had a window facing the orchard, trees pressing close, leaves rustling like a voice. "Rotten place," he muttered. His chest tightened. Back outside, Mohan checked supplies. This day wasn't over yet. Nails and planks, all bought low. His grin was wide as he recalled haggling a seller down to half price. As fog thickened, a huge shape moved. Mohan froze, grabbing a stick, heart pounding. "Stay back!" he yelled, legs shaky, wishing he'd stayed in Delhi. It was a dog, big as a bear, with shaggy fur and eyes like glowing coals. Dharma dropped his bag, kneeling, pulling out a carrot from his pocket. "He's a friend, sir," he said, voice calm, like he'd known dogs like this in Nepal, strays fed by monks. Bhoot came from the fog. The dog ate the carrot, tail wagging, a deep growl fading. Mohan lowered the stick, embarrassed. "I hear that thing eats more than my budget." He snapped, still jumpy from Bhoot's bark, loud as a drum. That made him stumble back, nearly falling. "He seems to like vegetables," Dharma said, smiling, tossing another carrot. "Maybe monks trained him. I'll grow his food, no money from you." He whistled, and Bhoot sat, grabbing a twig Dharma threw, eyes locked on him like a guard. Mohan, surprised at the dog's timid surrender, grumbled, "If he wrecks anything, you're both out." Bhoot barked again. It sent him jumping with a laughable flinch. He hit it with a scowl and muttered, "Keep this thing quiet, can you?" Dharma smiled again. There was a spark in his eyes. It was like he saw something in Bhoot, strength maybe, or secrets from his old village. They worked late, Dharma fixing the wall of what was a shed of sorts, the new hinges shining under a solar lantern. The orchard seemed to moan and sing, inviting them to its hollow fold. Bhoot stirred but stayed by the gate, eating greens that Dharma kept pulling out of thin air. He never stepped near the trees. His growl was low, staring at the apples like they watched back. The cold hung heavy, like a noose now. Orchard's rustle felt alive, a resounding whisper of roosting birds. As they locked up, the attic door inside creaked open, just a crack, its tapestry eyes glinting. It was the one with strange carvings. Unbeknownst to him, Mo's face shriveled. His shadow gathered under his eyes,